Good morning and welcome to Faith Fridays with Coach Ellis. Hey, this is the day I spend just a few minutes talking to us about issues of faith. You know, those things from the good book, from the book of life that help us walk this path. For the last several weeks, we've been talking about how to defeat the giants in your life. We talked about the idea it doesn't matter why they're there, they're there. It doesn't matter how you get to the fight, you're in the fight. Last week, we talked about how others will try to talk you out of doing what you're called to do. Today, I want to talk to you about this principle from the story of David and Goliath called, "You Can't Win with His Stuff." So, as David was coming through the ranks and you know, he left home as a shepherd boy, he got to the fight, saw his brother, had a discussion with his brother. Eventually, he found himself in front of the king, Lady D. And in front of the king, he challenged everybody, said, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine?" In other words, who is this person? What is this thing? What is this circumstance, situation, or condition that has the audacity to stand between me and what God said I can have? What is this thing that has the temerity to stand there to block the way for me getting to my place of destiny? What is this item that stands between me and my legacy? What is this uncircumcised Philistine? And when he talks to the king, he says, "I can beat this guy." And the king says, "Hey, you know, if you're going to do this, then let me give you my armor. After all, I'm the king, so it's the best in the land. It is the heaviest. It is the sturdiest. It will stop everything. It is the best money can buy." And David tries it on, and you know what? It didn't fit. Here's the thing. You ever went to your mom's closet, ladies, and tried on some of her clothes when you were a kid playing dress up? It looked real good on her, but when it got on you, it was too big. The hat fell down over your eyes. Or guys, if you've gone in your dad's closet, you put on this jacket and you're looking like Frankenstein because the sleeves are over your hands and they're way too big. It looked good on your dad, but it did not look good on you. It looked good on your mom, but it was too big for you. You ever been to a store and wanted to buy a shirt and you put the shirt on, it was too small and you couldn't stretch and reach around, but it looked good on the mannequin. It just didn't fit you. And so often, when we're ready to go fight the giants, people are telling us their stories. They're telling us how they overcome. And while that's encouraging, what they're intimating is, if it worked for me, it'll work for you. We in the church have this phrase, if God did it for me, he'll do it for you. But that is not true, because you don't know what God intended for them. You don't know what lessons God was trying to teach them. If he's trying to teach you the same or similar lessons, he may do it the same way, or he may not. So I can't win with your testimony. I can't win with your story. When I face my giant, that giant belongs to me. And even though you give me good advice and you want to help me out because you love me, at the end of the day, I must find out what God has said about me, not what he told you about you. And I can't win with your story, your testimony, how you did things, why you did things. I don't have the same people in my circle. I don't have the same resources at my disposal. I can't win with your stuff. So the king's stuff was very good. It was the best in the land. But guess what? It was his. And here's one thing to take note, and a lot of people miss this point. The armor Saul had was made for the king, and it was made for a warrior. David was a king in the making and a warrior in the making. What Saul had was great for the king and the warrior that Saul was, but it was not fit for David. If David had taken that armor, it's possible that he would have downgraded himself because he was wearing someone else's stuff, because we all know that David eventually became a man after God's own heart. Saul was a guy that God removed from duty. He relieved him from duty. He fired Saul. And David was a man after God's own heart. Had David taken Saul's stuff, then he would have got some of Saul's residuals, Saul's issues onto him. when we fight our giants, it must be us and God, and we must use what God gave us, not what anyone else gives us. I can't win with your stuff. You can't win with someone else's stuff. Hey, this is Coach Ellis. You got questions or comments? Hey, put them down in the remarks. Hit me up on my email, coach@elliscrum.net. That's ELLISCRUM.net. Or catch me on Facebook at Coach Ellis. Until next week, when we talk more about slaying the giants in your life. Have a fantabulous, wonderful, just have a great, great day. And remember, you must wear your stuff, not anyone else's stuff. God bless you. We'll see you next week.